armor started to arrive, long guns, you know, I mean, everybody started to arrive. I mean, he was there the whole time, obviously. Right? So, and then armor started showing up, had 2 officers laying on the floor with their rifles drawn. Okay, so he described all this stuff, one on the left, one on the right. After a while, the decision was made to try to start evacuating the rooms from the active shooter's wing, right, which was 100. We've seen that video.
Right.
During this time, armor was in front, and I was behind the Metro officers who were given the key already to open up the guest room doors. Perfect. That lines to everything we've seen so far. Anthony says, so the guest room doors all the way down the hallway, 2 and 2 on each side, until you get down to the end, which was the suite with 135.
Okay.
So they started here at the beginning, opened up this one, yelling Metro, let me see your hands, which we saw. I mean, he's actually counting all of it, which is accurate. Right. Nobody was in the room, if I remember right. So he's talking about the rooms. This one had a person in it. Then we went across. They went across. So he starts going back and forth, back and forth. So approximately, I'd say 15 to 20 guests were evacuated, including a mom who had left an infant in a room alone. So we know who that was.
Right.
That was DJ Silver's family member.
Right.
And kid. So we know that. The baby was probably about 1 or 1.5 years old. She was in the room across the hallway. I have her sworn statement, by the way.
You do?
And we're going to get to that.
Awesome.
All right. That's a good one. And somebody sent it to me. So thank you, audience, for sending that. That's going to be right after the bike guy.
Wow.
You're going to love it, man. You're going to love it. All right.
Awesome.
That's a good one. So anyway, I get excited listening to these things, man. This is good stuff. Then she ran across with Metro to get the baby out of the room. Machko, whatever, was in front of the room. He actually grabbed the child from the mom, ran the baby down for protection, because of the baby and all that stuff. That's good.
Right.
So down to the center core with the mom to get them to safety. He says, and then I came back. I'm going to say between 22:30 and 22:40, SWAT arrives. And he says, that's my logical guess. Because they were the last ones to get there. And then I heard over the Metro's radio, SWAT's on the 31st floor, 100 wing stairwell. So, I mean, they're ready to bust the door, blow the door.
Yeah, right.
Says, and I knew SWAT was on the 32nd because I was there. So,
yeah.
So everybody's coming in and congregating. Got it. So SWAT started going by me. We stopped evacuating the rooms at around room 120. Okay. So approximately at room 120. That was where the evacuations were put on hold because they felt they were getting too close. I mean, obviously, they don't know. The guy's got machine guns up there.
I know, yeah.
He's scared out of their minds. So everything was maintained there. Time went by, and then SWAT officers came up to 100 wing stairwell, put a charge on the door. The door, it's a double door, but, one of them is a dummy door, doesn't open, and that's the one that they blew, right? So it's only the one with the handle, the right side, that opens, is what he says. Okay. That's good to know, but...
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. So Anthony says, so this one, and he's showing, this one's a dummy door.
Uh-huh.
You can take it off the locks, but it's a dummy. He puts the charge on the dummy door, retreated back to the stairwell. Time went by, and then Sergeant Machko turned around and yelled, "Cover your ears!" Right? Everybody covers their ears. So all of this aligns to the video, which is great.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Those guys are in the stairwell, and in this guy's sworn statement, he's telling you what they were saying before they blew the door up.
Well, what happens in the video is everybody knows when they're going to do this, and so everybody's got their ears closed, right? The hands over their ears.
Right.
So they heard it somehow. I'm not sure how, but he heard it somehow.
Yeah, he heard it on the news, probably.
Well, I don't know. Brian, it could have been on
It's been 12 days.
He's with a bunch of Metro officers. They're all on the same frequency, right? So they're
That's
probably
true.
saying that. So
Yeah.
cover your ears. About full
Right.
minute after, because we felt a long time before that. And then, boom, the door was breached. They waited for the dust and smoke, and all that stuff to fly and settle. And then SWAT came up out of the 100 stairwell and off the 32nd, right? He says, I already gave them the description on the room, that the room was obviously it was a living room. They're trying to make entry with a bedroom and bathrooms and all that kind of stuff. He describes all that. So the SWAT team went in. One team went to the right. One team went to the left. They were yelling, Metro, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. And then one officer came back out of the room and went like, and he must made a gesture, which to me meant it's done. And that was the way it ended. I didn't see that on the video, but that's at least he's articulating it. I mean, everything right now is pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate, yeah.
It is actually. It's really, and so he continues and he says, and then the rest was basically he's referring to the rooms. Then the rest of the rooms,
right,
were basically to clear the rest of the evacuations of the remaining rooms on the 100 wing and also the 200 and 300 wing on the same floor.
Yeah.
After that, I departed down to the casino floor to start helping the evacuation of property. So that's when he came down and then ran into those officers and told the officers where he saw the person shooting. All right. So timeline-wise, that's where that happened.
And he never saw the person shooting.
No, he didn't see it. I mean, he doesn't say it in here.
He doesn't say it in there.
He doesn't say it 12 days later. He says it, 15 minutes later, but he doesn't say it 12 days later.
He doesn't say that he saw the guy.
No, not in his sworn statement 12 days later.
No,
in his video statement 15 minutes later, he does say that.
We got cleared and we were heading back to our locker right there. Okay, what happened up there? Well, they breached the door by explosion. Yeah, and what we did was I was with SWAT, before SWAT came down, I was with you guys, and we were clearing the 100 wing where the end room was, okay? Hey, how are you? Man? And then what happened was we were clearing rooms. We got halfway, then they put a stop on it and waited for SWAT. Then once SWAT got there, SWAT positioned themselves to the stairwell underneath and also on the wing of the floor, okay? They breached the door with the explosion, okay? And then backed off, waited a while, I guess, for the smoke to clear a little bit, and then they went in, and then the doors were then cleared after that. Before anyone dead up there? One down. Suspect, one down.
Multiple weapons, I heard? 16?
Because when I was up there, when we first got up there, it was the guy came out of the room and went down the hallway and hit one of my officers.
In the leg?
I don't know. I gotta find it.
I heard in the leg. Hopefully, he's all right. We had 2 officers shot that I know of. One in the neck, one in the leg.
One in the neck? At the festival line?
That's where we were at.
Who's running? Yeah, we were in our CSO with 2 whores. We had 2 whores. The regular.
Had he saw the guy, they wouldn't have had to blow his and force entry into that room because the guy would have already been out.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying?
I don't get it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so crazy.
So the guy says, so the cop says, so when you guys arrived, so he's taking them back a little bit in time. You guys hear the 434 calls. I'm not sure what that means. 434 calls coming over Hendrix's radio. So now we're back to that call, right? Way time. And then you start to respond. So now we're back at the security office, you know, and they hear the calls coming over. And then from about how long do you think it took until you were actually on the 32nd floor? And the guy says maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. Well, look, I know there's a timestamp of when that call was made.
Right.
So if you're telling me 3 to 4 minutes, and it really it's at about 5 to 6 minutes after the hour.
Yeah.
So you're talking, these guys were up there at around 10 after.
Right.
Is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So it's narrowing down, and like I said, the dispatch recording is by second.
Yeah.
Which is what we need. So anyway, he says 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. And he says, "Oh yeah, of course we were running." Well, yeah, the time's a little quicker. That you know. So he goes, "Okay." So the guy says to Anthony, says, "We weren't walking, we were running," and you can see that on the cameras.
Uh-huh.
From the time we left the security office, which is on the casino level, it's not in the basement. It's on the casino level. It's by the arena. By the time we left the security office and got to the craps table, and then diverted to go to the elevator.
Okay.
We didn't wait too long for an elevator because when it's an emergency, it feels like it takes forever. But in this circumstance, we got an elevator very quick, and we were on the way up very quick. So let's just put it in perspective, and I'm going to show the video. And it's a Hendrix trainee video.
Really?
Oh yeah. So these guys ran from the security office to the craps table.
Okay.
And then went to the elevator. That's what he's saying, right?
You're right.
All right. The elevator door is open with the security engineer, with the engineer manager, Patton, Shannon Alsbury, the blue shirt guy.
Right.
In the elevator already.
He's already in there.
Already in the elevator, waiting for him.
What's the activity coming from upstairs in Magdalene Bay? Upstairs, Magdalene Bay, halfway up. I see the shots coming from Magdalene Bay. Halfway up. That is going to be a left on Mandalay Bay, not south up on the Mandalay Bay, but it's coming from that direction. I like it. Convention Center program this channel from MGM Festival Lot. There's a program on it. Well, everybody in convention center working the special event. I'm going to go to Dragons. Okay, anyone that's working that special event, you're going to have to move. Control, this is CP advising our people down on stage left. Okay, now how about plus 16A coming in? Yeah, there's an open line with a female saying there's a shooting. Control, that is correct. Shots fired from Mandalay Bay. There's many people down. Stage left. Just be advised. We're the southwest corner
Okay, pick me.
Can you tell me where it's coming from? We're getting from Mandalay Bay. Somewhere in Mandalay Bay, because the intersection of Obama, that close. Right, it's coming across the whole country.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
And you see that on video?
You see that on video. Can't wait to see his sworn statement too. It's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Okay.
that's quick. That's a good. I gotta admit, the Mandalay Bay has some quick response time.
They have quick response time.
Okay, their video system may not work, but they have quick response times.
Right, right.
I mean, they should just use my house video. You know, I mean, even my doorbell video probably works better. Well, it obviously does because we haven't seen any video from the Mandalay Bay.
None.
You know, so
yes,
everybody out there thought casinos had a lot of video.
Evidently, they have none.
Evidently, they have none. All right.
Wow.
He says, so when we got to the 32nd and we exited, me and Hendricks, whatever.
Right. The wrong guy. Yeah.
I'm the wrong guy. Exited the elevator, and it was about a good 2 minutes, maybe a little bit more of active fire still coming from the room.
Okay. So there
the
says they're down. The firing down the hall. Yeah.
I guess. So.
Yep.
No follow-up questions, by the way. No clarifying questions. So the cop says, well, that's a lot. Okay. So on the way up, did you hear any more radio transmissions coming from something? It's all blacked out. You know, maybe what he thought he was shot with. Probably Campos, right?
Right.
The guy, Anthony, says, no, all I remember, all the radio traffic was that there was a call from our dispatch saying shots fired in the Crystal Room.
Hold on a second. The Crystal Room's at the top, right? That's that one.
62nd floor.
62nd floor. That's the one that keeps coming up.
That's who was on the 60th floor. And we haven't gotten to, I don't want to, Shuck.
Oh my God.
Came from the 60th floor.
You've got to be kidding.
No.
Shuck is the engineer, but the
apprentice engineer.
Because the engineer is standing inside this elevator.
Manager, yes.
Right now, before the cops were even there.
Yes.
And Shuck was coming from the 60th floor.
To take them to the 32nd floor. And Shuck was on the 60th floor.
And that's where the dispatch said shots were coming from.
We've heard multiple sworn statements saying that.
Yes, we have.
All right.
So, yes. Say that last sentence one more time.
In all the radio traffic was that there was a call from our dispatch saying shots fired in the Crystal Room.
Okay.
And the cop says, what's he say?
Okay.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. You don't have to be a genius to answer my questions. All right?
This guy's got to be embarrassed.
So
this officer.
There's an FBI guy in that room too with an MG.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah.
These guys have to be the embarrassment, or the whole thing's jacked, because this is one of the worst. It's absolutely, it's so funny. It's sick. So
It is.
okay,
I
go.
feel sorry for everybody.
I feel sorry for him too, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I should or not, because it's almost like it's a.
No, I feel sorry for the victims because they're not
Exactly.
getting a fair investigation.
No, it's
into what
horrible.
happened, you know,
It's
so.
horrible.
Okay, so Anthony continues. Now, I'm going to tell you, now his statements and all that stuff, I mean, look, he over-exaggerated, maybe
Right,
got the
right.
name wrong, but there was somebody there
Yes.
in the same place that he's saying.
Right.
I mean, it's a mistake. Who cares,
Right.
right? I mean, really, everything he's saying is truthful. He just got the name mixed up.
Yeah.
And the action of this doesn't mean that he actually saw the guy. It's just saying
He
that's what
talks
happened.
with his hands like you are.
He does.
He's talks with his hands.
Absolutely, right.
You know.
So it's a visual representation of what he's trying to convey. So
Right.
but everything he said so far aligns to everything that we've seen.
It's been
Very
it's
truthful.
been very in the right
I
order.
wasn't expecting that. I mean, I hate to say it, but he looks scary to me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a mafia guy or something. I'm like,
Yes.
he's a guy I would expect to see in a casino as a security guard, right? I don't want to touch that guy.
Right.
But he is saying everything truthfully.
It's been very consistent. And then he just says the crystal room.
Absolutely. Which is honest. He didn't have
Exactly.
to say that.
No.
It's 12 days later.
Right.
Somebody could have told him not to say anything about the crystal room.
Exactly. So what does he say after that?
So he continues on to the crystal room. He says, the crystal room is our high limits play for cards and roulette, what we call Pit 18. And it's also known as the crystal room. That's the other thing that came by, was shots fired in the crystal room, end quote. And I'm not sure, because there was another shots fired. I think they said the 4th floor, but I'm not sure on that one. The crystal room, I'm sure.
Wow.
I like this guy.
I do too.
I mean,
he's telling the truth. He is.
Yeah, that's a lot of information in that one paragraph right there.
Yes.
And it confirms a lot of things, right? So
yes, it does.
So then he goes further. Cop says, okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, whenever I say, what's the cop say?
Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that it's not too difficult for you. Says, but
all right.
Shots, okay, so he says, okay, Anthony says, but shots fired on the 31st, and I think later on at the crystal room time, shots fired on the 4th floor.
Okay.
All right, interesting.
Yep.
So we've got a lot of places shots are being fired.
Right.
Because I remember I looked at Sergeant Matchko and went, excuse my language. This guy is good, right? He swears like crazy. So I'm not going to swear in this thing, right? As much, I mean, sometimes it leaks out of my mouth.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But I'm not going to, you can read it, but anyway, he says, excuse me, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And then, because we had that, and now allegedly right below us, and now allegedly the 4th floor, I remember that. Like, what the heck is going on here?
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Exactly. He's doing good.